Hey YouTube family, it's Sarah. Kinda long time no see. A lot of you guys probably know that I was gone last week in Houston and New Orleans, and that's why you didn't get a Friday update, and I didn't make any other videos the week before just because I'd made like a million surgery videos and I thought maybe you guys needed a break. So I got home last night. Got back to my house around 1 o'clock. Probably went to bed at like 2:30, and then one of my kids came in and woke me up at 4:30, and I pretty much didn't get much more sleep than that. So that explains my appearance this morning and also the kind of rough phone sex voice. So sorry about that. But I felt like I had to make my update video, otherwise I don't know, I'll probably end up in bed for the rest of the day, and then it's not going to get done. So, yeah, I wanted to do my weekly update, and then I'm going to also make a separate video talking about something I probably should have talked about before, and I think maybe I vaguely touched on it, but I feel like it's time for a mental health update. So, I want to talk a bit about emotions and oh my god, like I have some serious dark circles happening, some stuff that's been going on, because you guys know I think it's important for us to share that stuff as well, because someone else may be going through it, and I want them to know they're not alone. So sorry, that was a bit of a downer beginning to this video. Let me do the numbers. I started my journey at 460 pounds. That was the end of September 2012. Surgery day weight was 420. That was November 30th, 2012. On my surgiversary, which was November 30th, I weighed 233 pounds. I did not weigh myself last Friday, but I did weigh on Thursday, and I was at 231.4. And mercifully, somehow this morning, I was at 230.1. So that's an overall loss of 2.9 pounds in the past 2 weeks. I did not deserve to lose weight while I was away. And I may not have, to be honest. It's hard to say. I literally just got home. I didn't sleep last night, but I also am dehydrated. So, yeah, I think the numbers at the end of this week will probably tell a better story. But, yeah, I didn't deserve to lose at all. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But, yeah, so I just, first of all, wanted to say thank you to everyone who made time to hang out with me while I was in Houston and New Orleans. Special, big, huge thank you to Michael May, who had to spend like 3 days with me in Houston, and VSG Tanya, who spent like 3 nights with me basically while I was in New Orleans. I really appreciate your hospitality, both of you, and it was really special to spend time with you and spend time with your families, and yeah, it was just really awesome, and you guys know I love you. And then well, let me just go through really quickly kind of how everything played out. So Friday I flew into Houston, and Michael and his wife Angela, who's awesome, by the way, hi Angela, took me right to Starbucks because he knows. So right to Starbucks, got coffee, so I was like, okay, I'm good now. And then we went out to dinner, and we met up with Jen Johnson, Jen O'Mai, and Cindy F. And so we had dinner with them, which was really nice. And then we chatted for a while, and then I just like went back to the hotel because I was tired. Saturday morning, we were gonna hook up with James R.Y. guy, who's driving in from Austin, and Jen as well. Our plans kind of got a bit like messed up, but anyway, we ended up meeting up at the Galleria in Houston, and we had lunch there, which was nice. And then it was back to our hotel. Had some wine. Yeah. And then went to a little kind of like meet and greet thing that we had set up at Dave & Buster's. So Jen was also there. Obviously, Michael, Angela, James, and I were there. Jen was there. She brought one of her friends who also had weight loss surgery, Rodney. And then Cassandra from Sleeve Sisters for Life was there. She's also a VSG patient. And my phone is ringing. I'm just going to have to wait. And Kim was there. She with her mom, and they'd both had VSG as well. Am I forgetting someone? No, I think that was everyone that was there. But it was nice. It was nice to it's always nice to hang out with other weight loss surgery patients. You just have this built-in thing in common. It's really easy to talk to them. I had a couple of adult beverages there. Then we went back to the hotel, to my room. A little after party. After the party. No, it wasn't really the hotel lobby, but anyway. It was the after party. You may have seen some questionable Facebook photos that I posted, including one of me with like a number of bottles of alcohol. Yeah, it was that kind of night. It was a good time. We just hung out and talked and acted silly. And James and Michael and I made a Drunk December video, which I may have already posted before this video. If not, I'll post it after this video. I wasn't able to upload it. It's basically a 15-minute video of us doing a product review and trying to do math. And trying to do math is the best I can say about what happened in that video. It's pretty epic. So, I'll post that too. So, and then in the morning we had coffee. James had to go back to Austin. Michael and I hung out with his family, which was really, really sweet. I got to meet his daughter and his mom, and or one of his daughters anyway. Yeah, it was a really fun time. And then in the morning we had Starbucks again. I think we spent a lot of time at Starbucks. It was like they were our coffee dates. That's our thing now. Michael and I are going to have virtual coffee dates. We've like been sending each other pictures of us having coffee together. Which I know sounds probably creepy, but it's just a thing. Anyway, whatever. Can you tell that I'm like tired and I'm just rambling on? I had a wonderful time in Houston. It was amazing. And then I went on to New Orleans. I had drinks with Tanya the first night I was there on Monday night. And then Heather 2K13 also came. And I've always known, I mean, Tanya and Heather, like, I've said this before, I feel like Tanya is like my, like, weight loss surgery, like, soul sister. Like, we're so, I don't know, we're just, like, super, super similar and have had really similar, like, experiences and stuff. And, it took, like, about 30 seconds for us to be, like, chatting like old friends. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I just feel super comfortable talking to Tanya. She's awesome. As awesome as you think Tanya is, she's even more awesome in person. And Heather, I've always known I would get along with. It's just, sometimes you have a feeling about someone. And she's super amazing, fun, fantastic. Love her to death. So we had drinks that night. The next night I had dinner with Tanya and her family. So I met her husband John and her kids, Victoria and William. They're so cute. And they reminded me so much of my own kids, especially William, who is just like totally like my son Xavier. Like, they would totally get along for sure. And Wednesday night we went out on Bourbon Street. So Tanya and I met up with Heather and her husband Bobby, and Vicky and Nanette, and Nanette had one of her friends with her as well. And we went to Pat O'Brien's, or at least we started off at Pat O'Brien's. Didn't have hurricanes, just saying. Had weight loss surgery friendly alcohol all weekend. Or all week. Anytime that I was drinking, it was pretty much like some kind of rum and Diet Coke. Yes, I know. It's the only time I drink carbonated beverages. Or like pineapple juice or something like that. I won't drink like the fruity, sugary drinks anymore because it's just too much. But yeah, so we went to Pat O'Brien's. It was cold. It was cold while I was gone. I know I live in Canada, but it was cold in Houston and it was cold in New Orleans, like for real. So luckily they had heaters on the patio, like weight loss surgery patient problems, right? And then we hung out there with Bobby and Heather for a little while, and then we went to Tropical Isle, I think it was. We did a little like bar hopping, and then they had to leave because Bobby had to teach in the morning, and Tanya and I did a little more bar hopping. We made a Drunk December video, so I won't go through all of that, but suffice it to say, it was a lot of fun. And then yesterday I was basically traveling pretty much the whole day. So that was my whole trip. It was awesome. Obviously, I love hanging out with my peeps. I always recommend, if you are somewhere, let people know you're going to be there. Hook up with them, you know. It is very easy to connect and talk with people who are weight loss surgery patients, even if you feel like you're shy or you don't know them very well. It's always a great experience for me. And those people who I've formed really strong bonds and friendships with, it's just like hanging out with them in person is just amazing, because you just feel like you're hanging out with an old friend. And you are hanging out with an old friend, basically. So, oh, this is my souvenir of New Orleans. I don't know if you guys can see. I got my nose pierced. I think I may have talked about this in video before, but I did previously have facial piercings. I had my tongue pierced and my labret pierced, which is right here, when I was in my early 20s. And then I eventually had to take those out for work, and I always kind of missed it. But now that I'm like 30, well, I'll be 36 tomorrow, I don't feel like I can really have the kind of piercings I'd want, just because I'm like someone's mom. I don't know. That's like just me. I kind of feel like I don't want to look like I don't know. For me, I feel like I can't have certain types of piercings, but I always had wanted my nose pierced, and I always felt like I have a big nose, obviously, as you can see, and I always felt like I didn't have the right nose for it. But I wanted to be cool because my girls, Sarah in Oregon and VSG Betty, Sarah and Jamie both have their nose pierced. So I was like, well, I want to be cool too and have my nose pierced. So I kind of decided on a whim, like a week or two before I left, that I would get it done in New Orleans. New Orleans is a really special place to me. And so that was what I decided I wanted to do as my souvenir of New Orleans. So yeah, you're going to see more of that. I said I was going to talk about food in this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and I'll talk a bit more about it in my next video as well, because it actually has a lot to do with how I was eating. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't terrible. I think the beginning of my trip was better than the end of my trip. I was having some emotional issues while I was gone, and if I get emotionally distressed, I tend to do the opposite of what some people do, or at least some overweight people do. I don't really eat my feelings. I just don't eat at all. The emotional upset physically disturbs my body, and I can't eat. I'll feel nauseous. It's like I physically almost feel like my stomach is shut, and I can't get food down. I don't know whether that happens to anybody else, but I physically feel a lot of whatever emotion is going on. So I had a few days where I basically had coffee and protein bars and nuts or smoothie or whatever. Yeah, they they weren't good. Complicating things is the fact that I was traveling alone, and because I was alone, I don't really feel like going into a cafe and ordering food and then eating half of it, and either carrying around the other half all day and then not eating it anyway later, or just throwing it out. I don't know, just felt like a waste to me of food and of money, which I could have been spending on coffee. So I didn't eat a whole lot exactly, but I didn't eat a whole lot of food, real food. So yeah, eating was not great. Don't know why I lost weight. Probably shouldn't have, but I'm home, and I'm going to go back to my normal routine, and hopefully that will improve things. So big thank you to everyone that I got a chance to meet while I was away. I appreciate you guys, and I love you, and I am going to make another video, so I will see you guys at some point. Love you guys. Bye.